All right. Um, Hi, let's give it a minute. Got my tea. It's just you and I today. Rich is not here. Ah. In a second, I'll move the camera over and show you guys a few things. But like I said, give it a minute to propagate through the web. Okay, I'm on. I am going to share this. How do I do that? Um, same chat share to Facebook. Live now. Next. Share. All right. That's posted to my Facebook. High Five Vega. What's up going on? Hi everyone. I'm Ed from Spark Innovations. We do a live show every Wednesday, and this is it. My mom is here. Hi, son. I have a son. Have a good show. Thank you. Rich is not here. It's usually Rich and I. However, Rich is not feeling well, I believe, so he is not here right now. We're going to get into, I titled this one Woofer Wednesday because today was the first day I officially started reconing some woofers for us to sell. So I'll show you that in a second and explain what's going on. I'm just going to give it a minute for everyone to come in and talk shop for a second. If you can view this on Facebook or YouTube at Sparked Innovations. Our website is sparkedinnovations.com. We sell a lot of goodies, and now we're adding some refurbished woofers, but we're refurbishing them here because I am a woofer builder, and even though I haven't done it in a few years, I still can do it. And these were the first ones, so I could just see how they go, and they are going well, so I can do them at a high quality and high rate. I got my tea. Today it's Lady Gray instead of Earl Grey. Byron, what's going on? Hopefully Byron's got his build done soon. All right, that's some good tea. Let me move the camera and everything over to show you guys over there. We'll see if Rich actually comes in the chat. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, feel free to comment here in the video, and I'll try and get to it. Since it's just me, I might not be able to monitor right away, but feel free to talk. Let's move everything over. Actually, I have the mic here. I'll show you guys a few things while I move the camera. There's my good old cadence. If you could see down there on the table, way down there, have the team. I showed them how to rip apart woofers. So we got a whole table full of, these are all Sundown E series version 4. There's actually one version 3 in the batch so far. 15s, 12s, 10s, they are down there. And I go from that table to clean up the baskets underneath in the shop there, and I put them on the laser to clean off some glue. And then I bring them up here to recone. I do have to move the mic. Here, you guys can watch what I'm doing over here. This is the mic. I tried to set this up as a studio to be a little easy to shoot. And I can move stuff around and change it as needed. Different lights, different positioning. Let's put that there. Up a little. Yeah, we'll leave that about there. Flip this around. And we'll bring the monitors. Actually, let's bring this one up here. Okay. Watching from Barbados. Whoa. Who's blowing all these woofers? I don't know who's blowing all the woofers, but we'll be repairing them all. Okay. Not too bad, right? We'll see how the light looks over here. Probably not the best, but hey. The lighting's not too bad. And I got sound over there. Okay. All right, let's do it like that. Yeah, not too bad. So I built the second floor as kind of not just my office, but a little specialty work area. And I got our light panels as my lighting source. I like a good Lambertian emitter. That's what these are. It's basically diffused light source, no beam angle. It's omnidirectional light, like the sun. The sun is like that. And these aren't super true Lambertian emitter because there's a back, it's a panel, but it's close enough to give me a good lighting situation here to see what I'm doing. I got a nice big clean table, although I have a few things I got to organize. Part of doing this, doing the first batch, is just seeing how the process goes. So now I can adapt my area, put tools and bins of parts where they need to be, all that sort of thing. Let me move the mic a little more. Yeah, I think it'll be good enough there. So, you know, some of my old YouTube videos, people still thank me for teaching them how to recone woofers, even though those old videos are horrible. My technique has gotten much better over time, and woofers have changed a little. So today, I'm going to give you a little review of this woofer while talking about what we're doing. This one is complete. It's all working. It's all freshly reconed and cleaned up and operational and whatnot. And this is the E series. This is all we have right now. We are not accepting outside woofers. We don't source and stock parts for a whole bunch of woofers. That's PSI's thing. Also RA Audio, if you're looking for that. What we did is we made a deal with Sundown to buy a whole bunch of parts from them to refurbish and sell, basically to be an official refurbish reseller center, if you want to call it that, whatever terminology you want to use. So we have 105 baskets of motors. We have like 105 coils, and we can rebuild these and sell them as need be. So that's the idea, is you can get a deal, a lesser price on basically a brand new operational E series Sundown woofer in 10, 12, or 15. So you save a couple bucks, and we will still be offering a warranty. They're not on the site yet because I just started reconing. We have to get the shipping boxes in, and we have to list them on the site, set all the final price. The 15 might be around $185. I believe they're like, what, $220, $230 brand new. So you'll get a decent chunk percentage off, and we will have a warranty. We have to write that and post it on the site. All right. So the other thing is I've been thinking about like an additional insurance, like you blow it, pay extra money like Circuit City used to have that. You pay and like an extended warranty type of thing. And if you blow it, even though if it's your fault, you get it reconed. We don't know yet. I haven't said that. So after years of not really reconing, and this being one of the entry level sundown woofers, a few things just as far as my review is they are overbuilt and built more like a higher end sub used to be. And this is kind of a trend now in general. But you have this spider ring. There's a spider clamping ring. There's actually a vent spacer, a motor, what MTX used to call spider plateau venting. There's a spacer ring there. There's multi-vent pole piece and the gap itself, all the ventilation. There's laid in tinsel leads, thick, heavy gauge tinsel leads on the spider itself. Let me show you that. Like these, with heavy gauge nickel plated push terminals as well. So you can see the tinsel leads, the push terminals, the venting I talked about, spider plateau venting, the vented gap and pole piece. And this is not a cast basket, it's a stamped steel basket, a stitched surround. So these are all parts and features that would have been on a top end woofer 10 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, but essentially, 10 years ago. This would have been a $400 or $500 woofer back then with those parts. Now, it is a low powered 2.5-inch coil, voice coil, 2.5-inch voice coil. I think they're only rated 500 RMS, and we have D4s and D2s up there. And so it's spec wise, it's a lower or entry level type woofer with the steel basket and the power handling capability. But all those features I mentioned are something that would have been double or triple the price years ago. And in a brand new $230 woofer, under $200 refurbished, that's ridiculous. Now, what that means as far as performance is going to be more durability and reliability. So even though it's rated at 500 RMS, we know it's going to take a little bit more than that. But even at that, it's going to take a beating. You have it in the wrong enclosure, or it's in a trunk where you put your, gym bag, and it's slapping against the cone. It's not going to rip the surround off as easily as an entry level woofer years ago would have been, right? So you have it for years. It's going to be able to be tossed around and installed and reinstalled in various vehicles over the years, all this sort of thing. So it is impressive in that sense. And so even though we're refurbishing and reselling entry-level woofers, my build techniques here are very much similar to any other type of woofer. There might be a few other parts like triple ring collars and certain like shorter rings and stuff like that, but we don't have to deal with that. The techniques, the glues I'm using to put it all together are all the same kind of thing, just on a smaller scale as far as the gauge of coil leads and the thickness of the cone and stuff like that. So a decent woofer, you get a decent woofer and save a couple bucks. So why not, right? So let me put that over there. And feel free to ask any questions. Like I said, one thing I'm doing, let me show you these in the back here. I got my little turntable. So being that we innovate and machine stuff, I made these rings out of HDPE, which is resistant to adhesives and chemicals, and machine them to be able to put around the surround to clamp it down without making indents in the shape of clamps or getting the clamps stuck on the surround when I glue them. So I'll show you that. The only thing I haven't gotten is a proper shim yet, but you can at least see how that clamps. So once the glue is dried, this ring will come right off with the clamps, and I'll be able to do another one. I had to machine a few more. I only have 2, so I have to wait for this glue to dry before I could do these others. So I'll just machine more of those. And they actually look decent on there, decent enough that I'm thinking of making cosmetic versions. So instead of putting back on the rubber gasket that comes factory, which will be normal, maybe have an upcharge for the machine plastic ring as a cosmetic upgrade. And it would just screw down when you mount the woofer, just screw it down, right? So that's an idea. That's not a set thing yet, but you know, think a couple extra bucks to have a hardened plastic trim ring, basically, to look cool, if someone wants that. And there might be a few other things we do with these. Is it worth it with a low dollar figure woofer? Maybe. Maybe you want an entry-level woofer, but you want it to be the best and look the best it can. All right, before I show you something else, we'll go to the comments here. Let's see. All right, surface is light. All right, we got Garrick Hudson. What's up, Garrick Hudson? We got Tiffany Morgan. And Hi-Fi Vega asked, who's blowing all these woofers? Well, we had over 100 come in, but that's just this model, and that's just some of what Sundown had. So if you've ever been to the Sundown warehouse, well, you have. They get all types of warranty returns and whatnot. So it's all people from all over the place. Now, someone could buy all 100 of these woofers and install them in a bus or something, and maybe blow them all at the same time. Sure, go ahead, do that. If that's your thing, right? Got my little turntable, 2 turntables and a microphone. And it's here is where it's at. Okay, if you are an amateur woofer builder, here's something I recommend to people. Instead of having your giant bottle of CA glue with plastic tip, get yourself one of these little bottles with large gauge needle tips. All right, my glue beads are perfect. Well, let's say that nothing's perfect. They're near perfect. And it seals nicely. So that's a little tip. It is. It's a needle tip. For you woofer builders. All right. Here's another thing. Again, these will be available on the website soon. So if you're interested in a couple low-cost woofers, we're going to be having them. So, you know, that's the thing. All right. And under the table here, I have like 60 12s to do. Let me show you something really cool. I've talked about this, but I never really showed it. What this is a woofer I built many years ago. Well, I technically used woofer parts to build a vibrating platform. We use this on my YouTube channel, Spark Dead. We hosted the show Rich and I did called Sounds Fun. And we put a pizza tray on this, and I guess we were using sugar or salt to do like a Kalonji plate to show sound and patterns. And I have used this, and we will be using it to actually vibration test products. This is an old Gen 1 Ohmi base on there. So what this is a T3 Audio T1000 motor and coil, and an old Rockford, I think, HX2 basket with a DC audio cone, and just another spider on top to secure PVC. And I put in a threaded PVC pipe so I can change out what I have on there to be able to mount different products and items and vibrate them at different intensities and frequencies to test them to make sure they will hold up in base cars. So when I was testing Omi or the relay box to make sure that, relays or terminals didn't come loose and things like that, I could screw that back on. So it's a woofer, but it's not used as a woofer. It's just used as a vibrating plate. So I would mount this down somewhere, and then I can attach things to the top here to move them around. Isn't that cool? See all the cool things you could do with woofers if you know how to build them. Now, if you don't know how to build them, that's fine. That's why there's people like us that can then go and rebuild them, refurbish them, and sell them at a good discount. All right. Anyone else in here? Tristan, hey, can you get these bottles online? The little glue bottles, yeah. Amazon. Just look up little glue bottles. We use them for acrylic weld also, with a finer tip, because acrylic weld is the viscosity is very low, so it's more water, sometimes thinner than water. It's so weird. Have you ever messed with a liquid thinner than water? Because here's some right here. the activator for CA glue, and it'll basically seep through gaps that are usually watertight. Some of them are in the actual spray tip here, where it'll just start pouring out and then it evaporates. So it's really cool stuff. I love chemicals and materials and stuff and all those different things. All right. Why am I all sweaty? I buy the same bottles at the Hobby Supply store, Hobby Lobby or Michael's. You know what? I went to where we had a Michael's down the street to look for, clamps and glue bottles. And it turned into like a discount department store. It's not there anymore. Rich, did you know that? It's called Gabe's or something like that. So I don't know if they moved or went out of business. So as far as I know, there's no real store like that around here anymore. We do have Harbor Freight, but Harbor Freight doesn't have glue bottles like that. They have hot glue gun stuff, but not little. I mean, ketchup bottles are another thing, but they didn't have anything like that. So I was a little upset that Michael's wasn't there anymore. All right. Let's see. What else can I talk about right now? Is it next weekend? Not this weekend coming up, but then the following weekend is the TDH show. We do have a few parts coming in, but I'll try and build some stuff. We're going to be giving some products for the raffle down there and have stuff on the display, obviously. I might build a few woofers to take with me. So if you want to, maybe we'll, take off some bucks if buying them at the show, just like we usually do, a show special. So if you come see us, we might have woofers there to sell, as well as relay boxes and fannies and things like that. Because I have to get ready for the show, I'm probably not going to have another Ed's List on my Sparked Ed YouTube channel. But I think from 2 years ago, I'll finally start uploading my HHR build videos. I edited 2 already, so I'll start uploading those and space those out every 2 weeks to give myself time to load up the Ed's List videos. So if you enjoy that and you want to see what I was up to with my car 2 years ago, I'll show that and finally get it up to speed to where I am now. My beater car that we're going to take to the TDH show, I might take a few hours to build a box and install an amp and compete. I'm thinking about it, and I could use maybe some of these woofers. Hell, I got strokers around. I have DS18 woofers. I have woofers all over the place. I have amplifiers. I have wire. I might as well do something. It's just a matter of getting the time and then actually competing with that. So that would be cool. I haven't been in the lanes since 2009. Long time. So that'd be 14 years that I haven't been competing. And I guess if I started in 95 and competed to 2009, that was 14 years. So I've been not competing as long as I was a competitor. Isn't that crazy? All right. El Fuego, a PSE Mentalist. What time are we at? We're 25 minutes in. Okay. So the next step now for these, at least, these ones I have to glue down the surround. And then I'll take all these and solder the coils and then put the dust caps on and they're done. So I'll have 4 of these. I do have one back there. I'll probably keep that one here as like a shop test sample. And we'll have 4 15-inch E version 4s available. Though we got to get in the shipping boxes. So if you bought them now, we wouldn't be able to ship them out yet. All right, so in the final minutes, here's a coil. Coils, right? We have something cool coming in with the switch panel soon, so look out for that. We sell a lot of switches, and we make switch panels to house them and with our voltmeters. So we have the voltmeter. We have now the temperature sensors, and we'll take those to the show too. So you'll get a good deal at the show. Won't have to wait for shipping if you're looking for our temperature sensors or voltmeters. And temperature sensors read up the new ones. What was it, Rich? 180 degrees or 200 degrees Fahrenheit, and have an 18-foot, 200 degrees, right? And have an 18-foot sensor wire that's hardwired into it. And we have the voltmeters now with the capacitive touch switch, and we make all these switches. So we have switch panels, and we're doing a cool new upgraded version of a switch panel that we're going to show off soon. So if that's something that you like and need, look out for that. What else? The woofers is something I am working on. New product design that I can't talk about or don't want to talk about yet. And well, our conductor will be back in production probably right after the TDH show, because I think parts for the conductor, like aluminum materials, are on the way, and we did get some plastic in, so I can make some of the plastic housing parts right now, and we did get some actual meters in, like the sensor, the display, but not enough for a whole batch. We have like 20 of them, so we'll be able to do at least a handful until the rest actually arrive. So that's the conductor. That is the exciting new product. It's a ground distribution block that reads your current up to 999 amps. So you run all your grounds through it, and it'll read. Use it on your test bench. Use it to read what your amplifiers are actually pulling from your battery banks, or use it to measure what your alternator is actually delivering to your batteries. So that's really cool. And we'll have, like I said, we'll have those soon. That's pretty much about what's going on. And hey, feel free to ask questions in the final minute here. Construction has halted here because we're doing other things, and yeah. All right, we got Paul. Who is that? PSE Mentalist. Can't wait to get my conductor. If you already ordered one, then I guess you'll be one of the first ones to get the new batch that's going to be coming in. Oh, here's another thought that I had while we're doing this, the woofer thing. If you are local and you wanted to buy a woofer, this isn't a set thing. This is another idea. I like running ideas past you because you're our trusted group of people, of friends, right? So I value the feedback. Here's an idea. What if you were to pay a little bit extra for a 1 hour class on how to recone a woofer, and then you keep the woofer? So basically, let's say this is $180, $185, whatever we set it at. Maybe you pay, I don't know, 220, 225, whatever, to actually come in here in person and have an hour long class directly with me on reconing it. You recone your woofer alongside me guiding you. And as long as it works, which it will, because I'll guide you along, you keep it and you take it home. So you bought the woofer, right? So you learn a skill and you take the woofer and an experience of being here and doing that alongside me. Is that a good idea or is that stupid? Because here's the other thing is Rich and I are always trying to come up with ideas. We're a business. We do need revenue. But we don't want, and I know Hi-Fi Vega, along with Derek, has always talked about adding your own value. What's your value added on to something? Not just charging extra money just because, but giving something that then is valued in money that we can bring back. So part of the idea of doing these woofers is to bring in revenue to fund our other product development, right? So instead of doing, which a lot of people do, and it's fine, instead of doing crowdfunding, like Kickstarter things and whatever all those other websites are called, and doing crowdfunding to then buy parts or develop a new product, we decided to do this and other things too, just selling products in general, to refurbish and sell refurbished woofers as our way to crowdfund. So not just taking money because, hey guys, we want to do this and it's cool and we could use your help. But hey, we could use your help, but here's something for that, right? So that's an idea of being able to fund further projects and products. So you can buy a woofer from anyone. You could buy refurbished woofers from lots of different sources. One reason you might want to buy from us is because it helps support us as a small business, but helps further development and growth of other cool products that might not exist. If you want, everyone is clamoring for new technologies or new advancements on existing products. Well, we're in a position to be able to do that. We just need to increase our resources to be able to do that. And this is one way to do it. So that is a value added on. And adding on another value of just, instead of just asking a higher price for this woofer, what if we give you something as a knowledge or a skill is valuable? People go to school and pay money for lots of skills and whatnot. You want to learn how to weld, go to welding school. We pay a lot of money. You want to learn how to recone, you can watch my old videos where I did it very weirdly, or you can come in and get direct hands-on training on that and, and do it that way. Or maybe I will film a more in-depth, detailed, better produced video and sell the video. I don't know. Access to the video, something like that. Okay, so these thoughts are just going around in my head. That's fine. If you have feedback on it, great, it is welcomed. If not, then we'll put it on the back burner and just do what we're doing right now. All right, let's go over here, and before I sign off, we'll check the comments. Let's do this. Okay. This is a weird way to do it, but hey. All right, so I am checking the thing right now. The comments. Let's scroll up. I got my mouse in my hand. Feeling positive about purchasing the conductor. Well, that's great. Hello, Jonathan DeMuth. I got to thank Jonathan DeMuth for a lot of things, and I want to encourage Jonathan DeMuth to keep pushing Prodigy because he has so many good ideas and is so well skilled in what he does that I want to see Prodigy also succeed and grow and bring him happiness and joy, along with the other people that really love what he does. So if you have a minute and know Jonathan, go tell him to come out with woofers. Victor, what's going on? Great idea to jump in and actually learn hands-on. Charles Roach, good evening. PSE Mental. As much as I love giving Spark Innovation support, along with both of you, Ed, Rich, I don't need a subwoofer. Well, that's all right. We have other things that maybe you do want and need. Like the conductor. So if you need a conductor, we got that. All right, so we're at 36 minutes. Doesn't look like anyone else is in here. But also PSE Mentalist, that's why we want to offer like lots of different products and add more SKUs because, you might not need a switch panel. You might not need a relay box, but maybe a cooling fan. We might have something that you need eventually as we keep adding products here and there. And eventually we'll have something for everyone. Just got to be able to get there. And, talking about, I do want to thank Jonathan DeMuth for a lot of good knowledge and ideas over the years. I owe him a lot. And another thing with friends that have helped me along the journey, when it does come time that I have made it and we're self-sufficient and I'm able to have personal resources being built, time, money, contact, whatever it is, that is going to go back to anyone and anything that has helped build me to who I am now. Looking forward to hooking up my Fanny fans and Fanny Junior and Speedy. There you go. That's another thing. We have Speedy back in production down there. So if you're looking for a speed controller for your fans, we got a couple of those going out. We have Fannies. I think some Fannies went to one of our dealers a few days ago. So some of our dealers should have fans back in stock soon. We went above and beyond on those. Well, thank you. We do our best, and that's all we can do. All right, so that looks like it. 38 minutes over time. I'm going to get back to building things. Charles Roach, I just used my conductor this past weekend and love the fact I can see what I'm pulling and compare it to voltage drop, realizing where I can play and find the happy medium. That's a good point, Charles Roach, is, seeing voltage drop is just half the story, right? You're seeing one thing, but what is your current? As voltage drops, current should go up. So you might say, well, my voltage is still safe. What if that voltage drop is causing the current to be more than what your wire or battery itself can handle? What if you're overdriving the alternator itself and pulling too much current for too long of a period of time? Well, now you have the whole story, so you can make those decisions whether it's healthy or not. Also, you get to see if your batteries are unhealthy, they could still, the first sign won't be bad voltage. It will be that they are pulling more current than usual, or delivering, the amplifiers pulling not as much current as they used to. So you will see that before a voltage issue, especially running alternators, because then you have the voltage from your alternator, and that might mask any problem in the voltage side of it, but you'll still be able to see the current side of it. And so if you want to keep thousands of dollars of batteries healthy, that's a way to do it. Speaking of alternator, there's one that's from AHHR. Good old Matt from MacMan. That's the other thing. MacMan's been building up his facility. Another person that I owe some things to. Awesome guy, and I'm really happy that their shop is getting done down there. Okay, going to sign off for real now. This is Ed from Spark Innovations. We will be back next Wednesday, hopefully with Rich, with another live video. We'll be getting ready for the TD8 show then. So we'll catch you guys then. Have a good day.